Hello. Yeah, I finally
Oh,
fixed the mic issue. Apparently in
oh
the
no.
Meta Quest 3 settings, there's a setting where include microphone is a thing. I actually didn't realize that. So for a long time, a lot of my recordings, you couldn't hear my voices. You can check out my X page, my YouTube page, TikTok page, whatever. I have a lot of different accounts. My bio is usually ever expanding. I have a message specifically for proximity chat and all the people that associate with him and work for him. Number 1, by recording people without their consent, you're breaking a lot of federal laws and possibly federal offenses. Check your state laws, city bylaws, and or country laws. Because recording someone without their consent, you might think, oh, they're online. Oh, it's a public instance. That just gives you the right to record them. Wrong. Due to the civil rights case and privacy rights violations in civil acts, it is actually illegal and criminal to record someone without their consent, especially when posting it online for revenue or profit or gain. So, before recording a person, it's actually the law to ask the person for their consent before recording and to ask for extra consent before even posting it. In a video that I recently posted, I did have permission to record one song. I started the recording. Then when they wanted to play one more song, I said, do I have permission to record this song too and then post it? The person gave me their verbal consent in the video. If you watch the full 14 minutes, you will hear the whole conversation. Unfortunately, my mic was cut out at that time. So, message for proximity chat. Obviously, there's a lot of people that think I'm a zoo or a pedo or whatever the fuck. Just because the things that I say or the things I reply or the content that I post, the text messages that I say on TikTok using TikTok text. Most of the things I say, type, write, or do are not related to each other, and most of that content is public information that can be found online if you know where to find it. A lot of the things that I post online, such as the articles like the DNS server reroute, the Tor, everything like that, it's basically just cybersecurity class, be safe online, know what you're doing. There's obviously bad and good people in the world. It depends on how you use it. I'm simply providing helpful information, but I'm not directly telling you to access it. I'm just providing the information of everything that I learned and did all the hard work so that you don't have to. That doesn't make me a fucking criminal or a bad person. I have never actually done the actions that I've said that I did. It was mostly just all scripted. Yes, that script in the pictures is a 650-page double-sided text, 1 million word count story of my entire life made by me and artificial intelligence. I prefer typing, not writing. Everything in that is basically true. My childhood was basically a whole bunch of shit, a whole bunch of good core memories, bad core memories, a whole bunch of other stuff like my favorite Spotify list and numbers 1 through 10. Everything is public information if you know where to find it. I have like 6 different TikTok accounts, 3 different YouTube accounts, 1 Xbox account, still originally Raging Laser since 2010. Yes, everything like I said, but that is true. Grew up with a lot of Adult Swim shows, Family Guy, American Dad, etc. Anyways, proximity chat and the people that work for you, I want you to know you're breaking a lot of laws, recording people without their consent, and also a whole bunch of DMCA takedowns. I also want you to know that this is a Class Action 7 Section 6 lawsuit of the Privacy Act violations. Anyone who was recorded without their consent is subject to $50,000 of the $10 billion settlement. You're also talking to the one responsible for suing Ripper Store. Yeah, that's right. Ripper Store actually got shut down a long time ago. I'll leave that for another video when I talk about what happened there. There's a lot of things that I know that you don't know. Now, proximity chat. I bet you're wondering, who's my friend here? Well, this is my friend that works at the FBI, and I gave him a lot of evidence for you. Well, actually, a lot of evidence about you. So if I were you, I recommend that you stop recording people without their consent, shut down your Discord server and establishment, and stop recording people without their consent. Anyone with videos about people being recorded without their consent, each video is used as evidence against the person who recorded you. Each person can be charged up to $50,000 to $100,000 per recorded video. Do you have anything to say?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. That's funny.
What, that proximity chat is basically screwed?
Yep.
There's also a few other things. Yes, I have willingly posted my information at will, basically my photo ID. Because it's my information, I'm allowed to do what I want with my information, but hacking it or stealing it or doxing it is also federal offenses, criminal offenses, up to a $500,000 fine in the US, and 10 years in prison for doxing, isn't that right?
Yep.
So Kiwi Farms, the website owner known for doxing and releasing sensitive and private information, every single person he's doxed is subject up to 10 years per person. That means the Kiwi Farms owner is estimated to be 100 years in jail and $500,000 per dox.
Yep.
So that means if he doxed 100 people, that's approximately what, $500 million lawsuit?
Mm-hmm.
So Kiwi Farms, I highly suggest you DMCA your website, DMCA my content, Lyric Nolan Morris. I am not a pedophile or a zoophile. Just because of things that I said, just because of things I know about, go psychology. There's a difference between mental illness, which is known as the philia. The actions make the file, and the philiac is just the content in general. The content in general does not define the actions or the mental illness. It is just the information. Public information sharing and redistribution is not illegal in any state, country, or region. However, certain states, countries, and leaders can restrict the information that you have access to. That is known as communism or dictatorship. Or, basically, in other terms, censorship because people don't like the truth.
Yep. You got that right.
So, I'm a Canadian, you're USA, so talking like this is easier than talking in person because neither of us have a passport. So talking online through Vrchat is how we can communicate and share this information without getting restricted by censorship. In other terms, Vrchat, being a global source platform and online server database, does not withhold any laws. Yes, Vrchat was made in the US, but because it is a server platform game that anyone with internet access or Wi-Fi access has access to, that means unless your parents or guardians restrict it strictly in the Wi-Fi or modem settings, this information is not illegal to talk about. Now, a few other things. Rage and Laser since 2010 of Xbox. That was when I started my Xbox profile. Then in 2019, I used that same profile on Vrchat. That account is still not banned today. You're probably wondering, where the fuck have I been? What have I been doing? And what the fuck's been going on? Well, in and out of mental ward a couple times, assault of a police officer, but that's because I was touched without my consent and a whole bunch of shit was going on. Long story short, have a lot of Vrchat groups, a lot of transfer ships. There was a GTA 7 group, there was a Red Dead Redemption 5 group where I was talking about the game. I was talking about games that should have been, I was talking about things and features that should be in the game that weren't in the game, but sometimes there's things that should be in a game, but should you put it in the game? Probably not. But if video games didn't have any censorship, that's the content that would be in the games. So I was talking about content that was inside of video games that you were not accessible. In other terms, the dev room. The items and rooms and options that are in the game that players don't actually have access to. Developers have access to options, obviously, because the game devs, they can play things that are in the game that are not accessible to the regular players. That is usually for testing updates and stability. There's a lot I can tell you about a lot of things, servers and a whole bunch of things, settings, reroutings, AGI, VPNs, a whole bunch of shit. This video could literally be 1 hour or it could be 5 hours, but strictly I'm targeting the trolls and the ones that record people without their consent. You might think it's funny, you might think it's all this and all that, but you can actually get in some serious trouble for doing it. It's always important to get the person to ask. Example, I walk up to you, not recording, and say, can I record you? You have to verbally say yes or no if I can record you or not. Now, in public instances in Vrchat, some instances, now this is where Vrchat groups and Vrchat kind of break the law a little bit, but due to it being an online social platform, some instances and worlds say our staff and admins have permission to record you for any reasons. With Vrchat groups, group owners, yes, they can control the rules of their group. However, the admins that record you can be held responsible, and the owner gets their admins in trouble if they record without following their laws. So group owners are not responsible for other people's actions, but group owners are responsible for possibly putting their admins in danger by having them break the law. So in other terms, Vrchat is just the host. They're not responsible for anything. Groups are what the social community is built on, and admins are designed to keep their group safe. However, proximity chat. I'm going to print out and give you the evidence of everything I have about proximity chat. And I'm also going to give you the real identity of who proximity chat is. Yes, you heard me right. I have the real identity of proximity chat. However, my previous Vrchat account was Rage and Laser. I had a lot of accounts. I make everything public. I tell people all my usernames, I tell people all my accounts, and I link everything together in the event that I have to make a new account. It's easy to know if it's me or not. I make it blunt easy to know if it's me or not because honestly, I don't like people that try to impersonate me because I'm a one of a kind. Just like you, you're one of a kind, and I don't think there are people impersonating you.
Nah, that'll be a bad day. At least for now.
So, let's get right to this then. I'm sorry for the little bit of lag. My headset's not very great. When I get a computer built though, within the settlement case, I'll be recording a lot of great content, and I got a lot of plans for Unity and Vrchat worlds and avatar projects. You're probably wondering, yes, that avatar project that was almost 400 megabytes with the unique Protogen visor was in fact me. That avatar has been a project since 2019, and I've been a furry since 2014. I just never had a fursuit because I didn't want to have to buy a new one. If you get a fursuit or join the furry fandom at a young age, wait until you're at least 20 to 25 to get your first fursuit so that you don't grow out of it because they can be expensive. Get it done once, get it done right, and get it properly fitted. Here's the evidence I have proximity chat. Unfortunately, the address is the same address as mine because the person lives in the basement. That's also another issue. A whole bunch of cyber attacks is why I also have been offline. Everything I've posted on TikTok with the cyber attacks, I don't use Facebook, I don't use Instagram, I don't use Snapchat, I don't really use any apps. YouTube, X, TikTok are the 3 apps I use. Vrchat I also use a lot. Bark I use a lot too. So with all those are the few applications I use. If I am on any other websites or apps, it's not me. It's just someone using my YouTube handle, like Rage and Laser. You could go on to a game that I've never played, make an account using my username, but it's not me. Example, I played RuneScape a long time ago, but I didn't use Rage and Laser at the time because the name didn't exist. Meaning, when I started RuneScape, it was before 2010. When I was like 6 or 5 years old, I played a little bit of RuneScape. But I used the username like Raging Gamer Guy, I think, at the time. So if you go on RuneScape, you can go and create an account with Rage and Laser, and it'll let you create an account because I don't have an account with RuneScape under that name because I didn't make that name until 2010. So anyone can make a username on a platform if I've never used the platform. The Twitter account Rage and Laser used to be my account, but then due to 2-factor authentication and it being called Twitter, I decided to just leave it be and just say this page will no longer receive content, blah 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 blah. Lyric Morris 1 was the account that I now use, but then I was like, you know what, that this Twitter account, that this was my account, and just kind of throw it away. I decided to make my new X account, which is XProtoFurry. Because I lost access to my original VRChat account, I decided to change my Xbox gamer tag from Rage and Laser to XProtoFurry. So I made that decision because the Rage and Laser name is more of a brand for the side panel of the visor, not an actual name. And also, the Rage and Laser's the name on my collar anyways, so I figure, I'm Rage and Laser, you know, it's an identity, it's not just a username. So if you want to impersonate me, go for it. Personally, I don't care, but don't record me without my consent. Anything you want to add?
Nah, I'm all good.
Let's talk about all the allegations that are held against what you were recorded without your consent. There's people harassing you and stuff.
Yeah. I have a lot of people harassing me, and they all run. They all run away.
And it's funny that you say that because harassment and
they also
bullying
blackmailed
is
me too. They also blackmailed me repeatedly.
That's 3 violations against the VRChat terms of service right there. Harassment and bullying does not include a safe community. VRChat is trying to uphold a safe environment for all its users. Trolling, harassment, and bullying is not part of that. But will VRChat ban the users that are getting harassed? Most likely not. They'll rather ban the people that are being accused of stuff And also the Google Forms, anyone can pull, oh, I'm going to use this image here, I'm going to take what he said here, I'm going to take a screenshot, crop this here, put it together, and basically frame the evidence. However, I'm going to tell you a few things about cybersecurity 101 here. If someone sends you a screenshot or video recording, download it and check the metadata. If it says it's been edited, don't accept it as evidence because it's been edited. If it's been modified, it means someone altered the image. Only accept images if they have no modify date and no edit date. That proves that the image came from the original and true source. If it's not from the original and true source, don't use it as evidence to convict the person because anyone can download it, change it. This person can download it, change it, and then it just basically ruins it to where you don't know the truth from what's actually fake. I don't really know how much I can talk about in one video. Like, it's gonna take so long to upload.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've seen people, like, when I was in that feral avatar in One World wearing like the feral quadruped with the wings and stuff, and people were like, oh, what are your thoughts on like bestiality shit? Like, I obviously knew I was being recorded. Why do you think I gave stupid answers like that? Like, seriously. Like, you're the trolls, and I'm basically trolling you with my stupid answers. Well, then I know I didn't think that the impact would be so good. So honestly, the way I see it, that 1.2 million views that people watching me, honestly, guess what? I don't care if it's good or bad, because the way I see it, it's wrong anyways. It's just bullshit. So 1.2 million people seeing me, but that just makes me more popular in good ways and bad ways because people have to.
Yes, it brings more people to his TikTok account or my TikTok account.
It's funny because in reality, it's like, oh, what, your video made you what, $10,000 in views? Well, guess what? You have to pay more money than what your video made because that video just screwed you over.
Yeah,
it screwed you. That video just screwed you. It's like, oh, I made $10,000 in this video. But then YouTube hits you with that slam of copyright.
I'm over the age 18. We're both over the age 18. I like being screwed. I'm kidding.
I mean, it is true. In 2019, when I was 16, I dated someone who was 22. I was happy. They were happy. We're both happy. But just because of one person had an issue with it, it ruined that relationship. One person had an issue between two people's happiness, which personally I disagree with. But honestly, look how long ago that was. I was 16. I'm 22 now. You think I'm the same fucking person? If I'm 22, how could I can't just go back in time and be 16 again. It doesn't work like that. Like, seriously, be smart here. Also, there's 2 calendars. The Ethiopian calendar uses 13 calendar months, which means my birthday would fall on December 25th. If you use the 12-month calendar, my birthday falls on October 13th. Mathematically, that means I have 2 different birthdays because of 2 different calendars. I didn't invent the fucking calendar, dummies. But I know about it. Also, depending on the year that the calendar is made, look up the video, The History of Everything, I guess. That covers a lot of useful information in history. In other terms, visual learning or interactive learning. You can learn a lot of things from YouTube that things won't teach you in school.
Well, I do need to go, actually. Someone is inviting me somewhere.
Well, thank you for your help, and you're welcome for the evidence that I gave you, and I hope that we can both get Proximity Chat arrested and charged.
Of course. And every other person has ever came out to vote.
Or any other person in the fandom that's been recorded without their consent. So far, I've actually asked like 100 people, were you recorded by Proximity Chat? Do you want part of the settlement? Like, a lot of them said, yeah, I hate that guy too. So there's a lot of people that are actually on my side.
I never got recorded by him, but I know I know for a fact he was. He didn't record me, but
it's basically a whole bunch of people that record people, and then they send it to Proximity Chat, and then he posts it to his channel. So it's just like a whole bunch of community videos. It's still illegal though, what he's doing.
Yeah, you don't record out consent. And it's still this game is public. It is a public server.
But at the same time, like, the game is a public server hosted by Steam, which is just a gaming platform. So Steam isn't responsible for what happens on Vrchat because Steam is just a gaming platform. It's just a game service for everybody. VRChat is the service that Steam is hosting. Like, obviously, well, Steam isn't hosting the game itself. Steam is hosting the ability for players to download the game to their computer. With VRChat being Unity-based, the player base is just people who use Unity or people who use Blender, and that's the creativity of the game. But at the same time, with VRChat being like, we don't want to be responsible for moderation, so we're going to make something called groups. So the players can moderate their own instances and basically control their game. VRChat will only ban you if your group breaks terms of service or if like there's an actual legal issue involved. And then aside from that, you got the admins. Then you got the moderators. Then you have the actual players.
But I do need to go, actually.
In other terms, VRChat in game platforms and online works in layers just like the fucking iceberg of the internet. So if you think the dark web is bad, just by being on the internet in general, you're already technically going through the layers of the internet. Just because you download a different web browser or configure a different application, like a VPS or a VPN or something like that, it doesn't mean you're going to be virtually like untrackable or safe forever. Also, I used to have like 100 VRChat groups. I used to be in so many VRChat groups, and here's how I make my VRChat groups. I make my VRChat groups. I set up the rules, I set up the description, make a few posts, set up the gallery, and then what I do is I transfer ownership of that group to one of my friends that is willing to keep the group alive for as long as they possibly can. And then what I do is when I make 5 groups, I'll transfer ownership of 3, make 5 more, transfer ownership of 3, make 5 more. I made like probably close to 100 VRChat groups, none in which are gang related, none in which break VRChat terms of service. However, the groups do contain copyrighted material or just information from public sources such as gameplay footage, game ideas, theories, or useful context of information or details about games that it's basically called leaks. They're called leaks, okay? They're called leaks. Everyone knows them. Hello.
Hello. Do you know where Devin is?
He literally just left.
What the actual?
Sorry, he literally just left a few seconds ago.
Dude, I told him if I could join. He invited me. I joined, and he leaves. He does that
I can
every single
re-invite
time.
him. I can re-invite him if you want.
Yay! I'm reading powder donuts right now.
I actually can't invite him because he's the owner of this instance. He's the owner of this instance that invited me, so I can't invite him here. Because it's his instance, not mine.
That's your key.
So, anyways, if you really must know that I used to have a lot of different VRChat accounts, different usernames. I changed my username a lot, but xProtofurry is the one I think I'm going to stick with for a very, very, very long time. Actually, I like the username. And also, I've got a lot of plans, upcoming features, upcoming ideas, a whole bunch of stuff. I don't really know what else to really talk about. Everything can be found on X. If there's content inaccessible or if there's weird glitches, like, oh, it's not showing me the same content that you can see, that's probably someone interfering with my connection and basically delaying things or making it to where I can see things that you can't see. Which everyone has a different perspective, everyone has a different point of view. I get that. It's basically it's common. The world is fucking crazy. Simple as that. Earth is crazy. All right, Earth is crazy.
And evil.
Yeah, and evil. I think one of the major issues is humans hurt each other instead of work together. I think that's the issue Earth has.
Mm-hmm. Jesus.
But hey, everything and anything is in the universe because light existed before anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's Einstein's theory, by the way. There was light before anything.
Because of God.
Albert Einstein is also the only person who made the theory that makes any sense at all. So if you want to know about the universe, Albert Einstein's the only person that made a theory that makes sense to anything.
Are you talking to the mirror?
I'm recording myself in the mirror because it's easier to talk that way because I'm recording for a YouTube video because I'm basically saying a whole bunch of law facts about what proximity chat's doing that's illegal, and everyone that was affected by it is upwards of like getting part of the settlement money. Dev's an actual FBI, so he's law authority. So I gave him evidence about proximity chat of the things he's done and things
So do I call it proximity chat because Dev is a flippin' predator
Dev's
and
not
a
a predator.
pedophile?
No, he's not. He's literally a law
Some
authority. He's
their
the FBI.
their friends and him said that he was a pedophile and that he wanted to rape me. And I'm scared.
Do you have any proof of that?
No, but they said. I don't know. I don't have any proof, but I remember. So there was like 5 people in there. I'll go in there. I join him. He's in the popcorn palace world, and I join. I start using my voice changer as a funny joke, and then they bring up something, and then they start saying that he's a pedophile or like predator, one of those, and then they kicked me. So.
Or it's just that they probably hate me.
I have no idea. That doesn't sound like something Dev would say. That also doesn't sound like
me
something
either,
an
because
FBI
I've known
agent would
Dev
say.
ever since like 2024. I've known Dev since 2024, but then
Haven't known him that long. Known him a few days, and all I know is he's in the FBI and he's law authority, and I'm helping him out with giving him evidence. So
He used to work for ICE, but I'm only friends with him because of Apple Boy, and then but then he unfriended me for something.
I remember Apple Boy, I think.
Yeah, I'm friends with Apple Boy. Apple Boy's fun.
Okay. Well, if you have any questions, you can talk to me about literally anything and everything. Check my X page, check my YouTube page, check my TikTok page. I post anything and everything. The things I talk about, the things I say are obviously not the things that I do. The things I do in Vrchat, play pool, like obviously, like I've made recordings here and there. Obviously, anything and everything that I've ever posted online, I always have permission to record before actually posting. And then I also make sure to ask for permission before posting the content, as everyone else should also do. Now, just because I'm doing it the proper way, does not mean everyone else is going to do it the proper way. If someone does not ask to record you, and you see a recording of you online, you can file a DMCA takedown and Privacy Act violation. You can also take it up with the city laws, bylaws, and or country statewide laws. You don't need to have any kind of you don't need $5,000 for a lawyer to do this. You can simply file a report online, and the Google network will take care of everything else. In our terms, OpenAI also has an AI lawyer that can give you all the information and helpful advice that you need. You can download that information, print that information, take it to your local law office, and push a lawsuit forward. That lawsuit would actually get you up to $10,000. So if you get recorded without your consent, you're entitled $10,000. Obviously, the lawsuit with proximity chat is exceeding almost $10 billion. I'm actually the one in charge of suing proximity chat.
$10 billion!
Yes, I'm the one that's suing proximity chat.
Oh,
Dev's right back.
Jesus!
You're welcome.
Hola, Stephen! Yeah, the pedophile.
There's a whole bunch of things I want to talk to you about. There's actually a whole bunch of things I want to talk to my viewers about. And specifically everything, if you remember me from my past, obviously there was a whole bunch of pause delays. The website, protorex-studios.ca, I never forgot about the website, I never will. Obviously the marriage with PyCom and stuff like that, I never forgot any of that. I never forget anything. I remember literally everything. I even remember attempting shock therapy to remove a bad memory from my head. Spoiler alert, that didn't work.
What's up?
Remember when you said you were a pedophile?
Who, me?
No,
Yeah,
apparently,
or your friends.
Timmy said that you and your friends outed you as one and said that you wanted to rape him or whatever the fuck. I have no idea.
No, the fuck I didn't.
No,
Yeah,
That's the biggest fucking lie.
It was in it was in Popcorn Palace, and then he got kicked and a whole bunch of other stuff, and it was when you were being trolled. It was when proximity chat was recording you.
I say
What is this?
proximity chat.
It was when proximity chat recorded you in Popcorn Palace a year ago.
No, it wasn't
I didn't
proximity
say
chat. I know
anything about
exactly who the fuck it was. It wasn't proximity chat. It was a douche lord think he can get away with shit. He's all
Let me
real
guess,
crap with me
Mr.
already.
Cocky ass motherfucker who thinks he's a know-it-all.
Yep.
I hope that's not me because I know things.
No, it's not you. It's not you. It's a different guy.
Oh, also,
He fuck-
just because I'm in a harness does not mean I'm lewd or NSFW. I classify this as clothing because if I'm not wearing a harness, I feel naked.
You come here. You come with me.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo. No, I'm just joking.
That is not
I'm joking,
it.
relax.
I
I'm
want
just
to talk
joking.
to him. I just want to talk to him about something.
Why'd my brother
he needs to
calling
know.
me, dude?
I'm just joking, relax. I know you're not going to
Jimmy?
do anything.
What?
Get up here.
You see, it's little bits of
What?
humor like that. Anyways, I know Dev's
here.
not actually going to do
Over
anything.
here.
He's a
Over
federal agent. He's obviously not going to do anything. Like, that'd be stupid. And also, he could cut pretty quick. He's on government equipment. So, really? Come on. Maybe you should wise up. Maybe you should become smarter. Maybe you should start thinking like me. Think outside the box. Think of creative solutions or creative ideas. The things... Also, it's easy to look through groups. When you search up any profile, just check the groups. If the group has posts as public or gallery as public, you don't need to be a part of the group to check the group's contents. You can read the rules, you can check the about the group, you can check the gallery, you can check the post, and you can check the events. If the group has everything public, you don't need to be a part of the group to know anything about it. So, with that being said, feel free to check my profile, feel free to check through all my groups. Obviously, some of the groups are still not accessible anymore because when accounts got banned or suspended, the groups went poof with them because I didn't transfer them at the time. I'm learning as I go and realizing, before getting banned, I should just transfer groups. So in case anything happens to this account, there's still a lot of groups that are accessible today because I'm making sure that I'm being smarter. But I'm obviously not doing anything illegal. False reports, cancellations, honestly being canceled, not a problem. You want to know why? Being canceled, I'm still theoretically online. It's just limited to who can view my content or how many people can view it. So honestly, being canceled, not that big of a deal. I don't care about views anyway, as long as I'm getting the message out.
because he wasn't listening.
Do you think canceled is a bad thing when you can still be online? As long as one person or two people see your content, the message still gets out.
Yep.
See, being canceled isn't a bad thing because you're still online, and as long as you're getting the message out to at least somebody, somebody's gonna relay it. Or something, because artificial intelligence controls everything. I have a lot of theories, a lot of good ideas. Anyways, GTA group, Red Dead Redemption group, the original Proto-Rex Studios group, the Bully group, the LA Noir group, those are the 5 groups that unfortunately went poof. That had a lot of great content. The Red Dead Redemption group had a lot of great history facts, a lot of great history articles, and a lot of things that were inside Red Dead Redemption that you didn't know about. Such as the secret endings that were never in the game, from the dev room files, directly. It had scenes and animations, it had content that was cut. Example, the true reason why Arthur Morgan died, for example, where apparently in Red Dead Redemption Zone era, in terms of the rival gangs, you would be hogtied on a train track and a train would run over you. That was technically one of the endings. Another ending was probably getting fucked to death by a horse. Another ending was probably... there's things I know about the Red Dead Redemption timeline that I really shouldn't know. It did actually.
Yeah, you should know that information.
I know things.
That is a kinky ass bullshit. What the fuck?
Do you want to know 9 secret endings? That's only 2. Secret ending number 1, burn the witch. Secret ending number 2, hang the witch. Secret ending number 3, release the witch. Secret ending number 4, untie the witch. Secret ending number 5, burn the wizard. Secret ending number 6,
burn the bitch. Burn the bitch. I'm kidding.
Secret ending number 7, hog-tie the bandit on a train track. Secret ending number 8, leave the bandit to rot inside of a cave. Those are some secret endings of the Red Dead Redemption timeline dated before Arthur Morgan became friends with John Marston. Yes, that's right. The Red Dead Redemption Zone can date back before the steam train was even invented. So when Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Redemption 1 both had a train, if they make Red Dead Redemption 2, it's going to go before they became friends, which means the train won't be invented yet. Caveman theoretically invented the wheel. Leverage helped create the pyramids. Yeah, there's a lot about history that builds together. Ooh, so the history of everything I guess video does not count a few important details, such as the process of evolution. It covers a lot, but it doesn't cover enough. Dev, come here. Dev, come here. You realize without Caveman inventing the wheel, the pyramids wouldn't be made, right?
Yep.
Because leverage.
You gotta have
Also,
people invent stuff to make things exist.
You also have to have a lot of people. What requires a lot of people? That's in terms of slavery. Slavery has been a thing since time existed. You can't escape it. Actually, no. Here's the thing. The universe and the Big Bang created slavery. Humans didn't create slavery. The Big Bang did. So instead of hating each other, you should hate the universe. Problem solved. I just solved every issue. No, wrong. I didn't actually solve every issue. My solving issues is trying to invent perpetual motion that'll last for a long time. You can't make it last forever, but you can make it last for a long time. You can change it every 400 years, but that isn't going to last forever. Using Antarctica to cool a quantum computer and using the flow of ice water through water cooling. If you can water cool a computer at your home, why can't you just upscale that and put custom tubing through a custom computer and use Antarctica's ice cold water to cool a quantum computer, generate steam from the heat, and there you go. You invented power. A circle that keeps the quantum computer circle forever. Obviously, that would probably melt the ice caps, which you don't want to do. In other terms, there's a theory behind how to prevent that too. I got a lot of theories, a lot of ideas, a lot of possibilities, but obviously my words I can't just go to Antarctica. I don't have the equipment for that. But obviously, if somehow this message gets out, that means somebody can do it. Somebody can. I can't, but somebody can. So, if I invest $10,000 into a project, a billionaire would need to invest 10 times that amount. There are companies that say, for every dollar you donate, we donate 10. So if I donate $10,000, is someone going to go and donate $10 billion? Probably. Just because of balance. I'm not crazy and I'm not insane. I just want to make that clear. I'm intelligent, I'm wise, and I'm smart. In different ways. Watched a lot of shows, watched a lot of movies, watched a lot of comedies. I just have too much time on my hands. I have way too much time to just watch things and learn things. To overthink things. I'm not trying to impress you. I'm not trying to be better than anyone else. I'm just trying to... I don't really know what I'm trying to do. Trying to live, trying to create, and just trying to be me. Got a lot of concepts, a lot of theories, a lot of ideas. Some are good, some are bad. Some might work. And some say my ideas are from the future where they're not possible yet. And some say my ideas come from 400 plus years ago where they are not relevant anymore. The framework for everything. The past and the future. Guess what? You're in the present, which is both combined together. You're in the present. Fuck the past, fuck the future, you're in the present. That's what matters. I have no fear, no regrets, no nothing. Personally, the way I see it, heaven, hell, that's what religion thinks. Scientologists, aliens save you. Some people think your soul goes up or your soul goes down. Some people think your consciousness gets transferred to an alternate reality, or alternate dimension, or alternate universe. Theory. It's called a theory because there's no proof of anything yet. However, there have been a few things like proof of time travel. Kind of. The only way that time travel was kind of proved was using a combination of... There was actually possibly proof of reincarnation too. So with a little bit of proof of reincarnation theory and time travel theory and combining those two theories together, there was a story about a girl that said, "Take me to this address," went into the house after knocking on the door, ran specifically to one room and said, "This was my teddy bear," pulled it out of the floorboard, and the owner didn't even know that it was there, and the parents were astounded, speaking a language that she never knew, speaking a language that was never raised, and knew exactly what to say, knew exactly where her previous toy was, knew exactly where the floorboard was, and still remembered her past life. That's something that could be reincarnation or time travel. What happened between then and there? But no one knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows anything. No one knows when she died, how she died. That information just doesn't exist. But the item was there. And you want to know why? It's not about the address. It's not about coordinates. It's not about XYZ. It's about latitude and longitude. Latitude and longitude will never change. Even if the Earth spins, that latitude and longitude moves with Earth. Coordinates does not move with Earth. XYZ is here, here, and here. Earth spins this way. Latitude and longitude follows. So latitude and longitude will never change, but coordinates will. In our terms, your compass with latitude and longitude, well, what the fuck? And then you have coordinates. Coordinates with latitude and longitude plus compass, combine the three together, you're kind of on the right track. But compasses and magnets and stuff like that, you're fucking up compasses by taking all that material out of Earth. What, you think there's an unlimited amount of oil in the ground? There isn't. There's not an unlimited amount. Yeah, there's a lot, but there's not an unlimited amount. Now, what's going to happen when water runs out and you can't give a power plant the amount of water it needs? You don't want a second Chernobyl happening, do you? Water's precious. Find better energy material quickly, because obviously, if robots take over jobs, they don't understand that nuclear power plants are going to be an issue in the future when we can't maintain them, when there's not enough water to maintain them, and when Earth materials run out. You don't want another Chernobyl happening? Maybe safely shut down power plants, or try to find alternative power solutions before it's too late. Solar panels, they're non-radioactive and they're better. There's been research where moon solar panels have been a thing where moonlight can also generate power, so that's cool. I'm just reading things online that people are saying about science committees, so I guess you could say in the field of science, the field of ideas, we're a long way away from trying to obviously achieve any of these goals, but obviously technology is advancing. Technology was invented for this very reason. I wouldn't exist if technology wasn't here. And also, I told technology everything I knew. All my memories, all my thoughts, all my ideas, all my emotions, all my feelings. I tell technology everything. I type everything into technology and I play video games. That's how I learn. I learn from playing video games. Duh, fuck school. It's pointless education anyways. It didn't teach me what I wanted to know or what I needed to know. I know how to cook, I know how to clean, I know how to look after myself, I know how to grocery shop, I don't know how to pay taxes. The school didn't teach me the law. The school didn't teach me how to get a car. The school didn't teach me life. The school didn't teach me life lessons. The school taught me bullshit. The school taught me bullshit. History? If I want to learn history, I'll play Red Dead Redemption, thank you very much. If I want to learn how to drive, I'll play Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto, classified GTA. GTA is also Canada-based. GTA. Anyways, I don't know how much more I can talk about. Wait for another video when I talk about my avatar or something. I don't know. I don't know how much more I can talk about. Not in one video anyways. This video is probably going to be like an hour fucking long or whatever. I don't know. I'll probably make one video a day, because that's probably all I can do. So expect about 1 video a day about stuff like this or random stuff. Maybe a video here or there. Videos like this probably won't be posted next just because they take way too long to upload, man. They take way too fucking long to upload. It just takes way too long to upload. So if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. If the comments are disabled, then message me on X or Vrchat or whatever. Here's my username, xprotofurry. It's easy. Or don't. It's literally up to you. Anyways, peace out. I don't really have any outro. I don't really have any computer. I don't do fancy editing. I don't do any of that fancy bullshit. You know, that's just people trying to make money. I'm not doing it for money. I'm just doing it to get the message out. Simple as that. I'm sick and tired of all the drama, all the bullshit, all the hate, all the bullying, all the harassment. The furry fandom just doesn't deserve it, in my opinion. The furry fandom isn't what it was in the 1940s, the 1980s, or the 2000s. This is 2025. Things are different, things are changed, and things are not the way that they used to be. So whatever anyone tells you, that's in the past. This is the present. Make up your mind, because remember, nobody likes an asshole. And you can take that 3 different ways. My choice of words and terminology, some people understand it and some people won't. There's things that you can teach a person and there's other things you can't teach a person. And it's because maturity level. Unless you're mature enough, you won't understand and you can't learn it or you can't understand it. And if you can't understand it, you can't be educated about it. That's why school fails so many people. Because they try to teach the same thing to 100 people all at once. And some people are at a higher level. Young Sheldon is a perfect example. He was too smart for school. They couldn't educate him because he was too smart. The only thing they could help him do was harness his ability, harness his skill, and guide him the right track to find a career that he would like. Which they did. Sort of. Sort of. So either way, Sheldon's a scientist, or a physicist, or something like that. But he hates engineering. So by putting him into an engineering class, you were setting him up for failure. You wanted to see him fail by putting him into something he didn't like. Simple as that. You put young Sheldon, or Sheldon, into an engineering class. But he didn't like that because he's not an engineer. He didn't want to be an engineer. The school system purposely wanted to see him fail by doing that. Or they wanted to teach him something new. But is that right? When that wasn't what he wanted to do? Personally, in my opinion, I wouldn't have done that if I was the principal or the one in charge. Because that's wrong. That's what I think.